What's up, members of the barrio? It's Jod, coming to you from the West Village of Manhattan, and visiting New York City in the fall is one of the best times of year to come here. The weather is absolutely perfect. If you're looking for some ideas of things to do, you've come to the right place. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 things to do in New York City during autumn. Make sure to check out my other New York City playlists, all linked down below. Here we go. If you're a fan of beer and German food, Oktoberfest may be a bucket list activity, but if you can't make it to Munich, this is your best option in New York City. Munich on the East River, thrown by the famous German restaurant Zum Schneider. It takes place 2 weekends in late September and early October, and these guys don't spare on any details. Authentic German beer, served in liter-sized steins, check. Delicious German favorites like pork shank with gravy, Weisswurst, and apple strudel, check. A festive family atmosphere under a big tent, you know it, check. There's so much going on here, you could easily spend the whole day drinking some of the best beer I've ever had in New York City. The band was seriously on point as well. Feel free to roam around playing carnival games, order something from the grill, and say Prost to strangers. If you're watching this video on October 1st, you're in luck. It runs until Sunday, October 6th. I'm putting a link in the description, and if not, well, save this for next year and have a liter or two of that amazing beer for me. And just remember, pace yourself, they're strong. Confession. In nearly a decade in the city, I've never walked the Manhattan Bridge until I filmed it for this video. And I should have done it years ago. Now, from first glance, it may not seem that interesting, but the further you walk, the more surprises you're in for. My biggest shock was just how empty it was, even on a Sunday around sunset. The Brooklyn Bridge would be mobbed, and even the Williamsburg had more people. But this leads on to my next point. While most of the bridge is fenced in, there are random holes cut into the chain for absolutely epic photo opportunities of the Brooklyn Bridge and skyline. I was blown away by how beautiful this was, and kicking myself for taking so long to walk this. And unlike the cluster that is the Brooklyn Bridge walk, there's a separate bike lane here, so you've got plenty of space to roam as a pedestrian. This is an absolutely perfect thing to do in the fall when it's not too cold out to really feel the wind from the East River. And at the end, you're in Dumbo, which has endless options of things to do, and heck, you could even walk the Brooklyn Bridge back if you want to get even more exercise. But to be honest, the Manhattan Bridge may be my favorite bridge to walk in the entire city, so give it a shot on a nice fall day. Choose a park, any park really, to enjoy a beautiful afternoon in the fall in New York. We'll start with the most famous park and work our way from there. Central Park is honestly great year-round, but the fall may be one of the most spectacular times to go see foliage in the Big Apple. If you need ideas of things to do in Central Park, see the video we created in the spring, card linked above. Next up, Prospect Park, which is humongous and is often overshadowed by Central Park. It's the perfect place to roam around, and if you have a dog or just want to see them, the dog beach is really cute. The last park we'll mention is Fort Tryon, by far the least well-known of the three. It's above Washington Heights at the top of Manhattan. You get some epic views of the Hudson and feel like you're in the countryside somewhere. Bonus tip, hit up the Cloisters Museum while you're there, one of the city's most underrated. And if you're enjoying this video so far, let YouTube know it by pounding that like button right now. One of New York City's coolest things to do in October is to attend the Halloween parade, but it's even more fun to march in it, and it's completely open to the public. I don't know if there's anywhere I'd rather be on the planet than New York City on Halloween. Greenwich Village hosts the world's largest Halloween parade, and up until last year, I never participated. Just find the start point on Avenue of the Americas on the parade website. We waited about an hour in line to enter, but it's completely free, and the cooler your costume, the more attention you'll get. Heck, you can even throw candy into the crowd or get creative. The nice thing about marching is that you can hop around and see the different floats and groups from up close, including the fabled Thriller group who perform Michael Jackson in the entire parade. So don your best costume or get a big group together and march in one of the best parades New York City has to offer. If you're into parades, we've got one more coming up in this video. When the weather gets nice, I'm all about spending time on a rooftop. But we're not talking about bars for once. In fact, this is way more unique. You'd never know it from the outside, but hidden on the rooftop of this Bed Bath & Beyond building in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, lies an incredible surprise. Take the elevator up to reveal the newest and largest member of the Brooklyn Grange Farms. This is the world's largest rooftop soil farm. I'm putting this on the autumn list because not only is it unique, but every Sunday for the rest of October, come see their farmers market. It's even more special because not only can you buy fresh produce, but you can see exactly where that tomato was grown. There's also some incredible views of the city from up there. In fact, the Statue of Liberty in the distance was the first thing I saw. So stock up on some incredibly fresh produce from a farm on a rooftop in New York. Seriously. And while you're in Industry City, I recommend visiting the Japanese Village just a few minutes away for their market and food stalls, a decision you certainly won't regret. I'm not just saying this because I live in the neighborhood, but as you can see, walking around Greenwich and West Village is extra magical during the fall. Trust me. Okay, so I've covered this neighborhood quite a few times on the channel, but when the leaves start changing, it looks even more movie-like. When you start to explore the streets off of Bleecker, it can be truly stunning. Check out the guide to Greenwich Village we made last year for tons of great ideas of things to do, like grabbing a slice from my favorite spot, Bleecker Street Pizza. But something we've never covered before was our favorite stop for cupcakes, and it's not the most popular one, Magnolia Bakery, but Molly's. Adriana's kind of obsessed with this place for good reason. You should try one of their fall-inspired cupcakes like the pumpkin spice. It was so good. Who knows, you may even bump into one of us in our neighborhood. Be sure to say hi if you do. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is one of the largest in the United States and a must-visit if you're in New York in late November. This is one of the top parades in the world. Many people arrive before 7 a.m. to stake their claim on Thanksgiving morning. It usually starts about 9 a.m., so make sure to dress warmly. What makes it so special is the attention to detail that the organizers have. More than 8,000 people participate. It's extremely diverse, from local marching bands to the Kool-Aid Man, Hello Kitty, and a lot more. Here's a cool insider tip. The afternoon and night before the parade, you can head to the Museum of Natural History and watch the floats being inflated right in front of your eyes, which could be really cool, especially for kids. Expect to dedicate at least an hour or two to watching this. You never know what you'll see, like clowns on roller skates. And if all else fails, you can always watch it on TV with the rest of the United States. But this is one of those things you should try to go to if you're in town for Thanksgiving. Mano a Mano, a nonprofit in New York, the last few years has held a Dia de los Muertos festival. It's at the St. Mark's Church in the East Village, and it's happening on the 26th and 27th of October in 2019. If you can't be in Mexico, they bring that spirit to New York City. They've got everything from a Mayan ritual to actual altars for those who've passed on, and of course, some tasty tacos al pastor. I may try to go again this year myself. There's a lot going on, and it's the perfect thing to do on Halloween weekend. Shout out to Sherida from Maryland. Thank you for supporting this channel on Patreon. If you want to join our Patreon, see the link down below in the description. Guys, if I missed any cool fall activities in New York City, please tell us about it down below in the comments. I'm curious. And make sure to watch our other New York City playlists, all linked down below in the description. Guys, thank you so much for watching as always. Until next time. It's one of the largest parades in the United States and a must visit if you're here in late November. Oh my God.